I've just been tinkering with the video jukebox project, but as you can see, that is working absolutely fine. Still got to tidy the cables up at the back, but that is working fine. So that is now my laser engraving computer. There's the thing going out. Back to this. Yep, I just had to go into the BIOS and change the wake settings, because obviously with that inside the jukebox I won't be able to reach the on and off button, so I've just set it to come on power, so when I switch it on that should do. I'll show you the boot sequence while I'm here. Sorry for the big LED light reflecting off the screen. I haven't taken the cover off yet for obvious reasons. I won't do that until I mount it. But there it's... Can I get my hand in the way? Nah, that's not really going to do a lot, is it? But it boots up into the jukebox. You get the desktop. Not like on what I had on my old...
Welcome to the metal box.
Arcade machine, which was on Windows 7 or XP, where you could hide the whole lot. But I've got it booting straight in, and that's the jukebox software. It does work, but obviously these are all the screens. This skin isn't the correct resolution for the monitor. It's the skin, I mean, but it's the only one that I could sort of get, and or the only one I really liked. So I've just had to alter the screen resolution, but there's a lot of wastage. In the future I might go in and redesign this skin for the correct resolution, but it does work. If you touch it, I'll show you. Obviously I can't play anything because it'll be copyright. I can give you a little blast though. So just hit the song and then you add it to the queue, and then you get... And that's about all I can play. Obviously I won't be using these speakers in the cabinet. In the cabinet I've got a couple of 4-inch full range speaker and a 5-inch subwoofer that I want to put in the bottom, but I'm going to see if I can get away with designing that for me laser to cut, although it'll only be 3mm. It's hopefully it'll be strong enough, but I might be able to batten it out to make it stronger, but we'll see. I've just got to design that, transfer the files to this thing, get some A3 3mm basswood and see how it cuts and how it comes out. But yeah, that's the jukebox. As I said, you can add to the tracks, to the cue. So, and you can see in the cue what the next song is. That's that one. I can skip to the next one doing that. But do you get the idea? It's like an all that'll be in a cabinet with like an angled console on the top. Hopefully I'll just shut this down, power off, and there you have it. Right, first off I just want to take a few measurements of, I've got my calipers just at a speaker wire so I can get the cut out. Ah, that's where it went. I've been looking for that. I'll put it in there. Make sure these are zeroed. That's the speaker wire I'll be using. So I just want to measure the width. About 5.7. So if I make, or about 6. So if I make the hole 6.5, and that is roughly 3 mil. So 6.5 by 10. 6.5 by 10. Let's write that down. Speaker cable hole 6.5 by 10. That should do that. What else have I got to measure? Oh yeah, the bloody cutout for the let's have a quick look in the box. Yeah. This is the little switchy thing to go in the back. That hole is might have to caliper that. It's just a bit. That looks like 28. Do a quick caliper. Get it nice and tight. 26.9. So 27.5. Will 27 do it? 27 might be a bit tight. 27.5 should do it. 27.5 by 48. Try 28 by 48. Will that cover? That'll give me a bit of wiggle room. No, 27, 27.5. (28 by 48), keep it simple. That'll give me around 28, 48. Switch. (48, 28). And I can transfer all these to the design later. I think that's the last thing I want, the caliper, but just in case I'll leave it out. Oh, and I've got to measure the cutout for the back of the touchscreen. Okay, this ain't gonna be too handy. Get me big ruler out. That is 272, give it a bit of wiggle room. 272. Not got a lot of wiggle room here. Two 72 by 172. 272 by 172. 272 by 172. 272 by 172. Screen. Two 272 172. Right, that should be all the measuring done. Now let's just get me bits and pieces ready, and then we'll go with the second bit. I wasn't sure if you wanted to see how I went about starting the design for the jukebox, but I started off by going to this website, which is boxes.py, and it's got loads and loads of different boxes and loads of other stuff that you can laser cut, but I was only really interested for the base in a closed box, and this gives you complete control of the width, depth, height, outside or inside measurement, the thickness, and your fingers. whether you want rectangular, barbs, or whatever, and then springs, back to rectangular, and as you enter like the width, if you want it 250, you just do that, and that comes up the top, bottom, close that, and so you put in all your perimeters, and then you generate it, and then you just download it in SVG format. You can also download it in DXF, G code, PDF, PIT, blah 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 blah, all them. I just downloaded it in SVG, and then you go to your that I have shoved in, and that's, I've just put 2 front speaker cutouts in there, and subwoofer cutout, and that's my dimensions. They do vary by 0.2, but I believe that's to do with a laser curve is set. As I said, I don't know yet, and as the engraver isn't actually attached to this one, it's attached to the other one, but I've got the red lines with the cutting, so I align them. That's the front and the back, so if you preview that, you should see the cuts, and it's like that. So hopefully I'm going to do a couple of test cuts first, and that just about, and I mean just about, fits on the bed by about 1mm each end. So I've just got to go through, I've got to measure the 3 cables, or the 6 cables that are coming off of them speakers, which will obviously go through the top, and then I'll cut a little rectangle in that, or a circle, to paste to put the wires through, and then I'll have to measure the cutout for the monitor, to put the cutout in there, and also the cutout for the front to put the amp in. So, and the bottom of that console there will have exactly the same cutout in it for the wires to come up and to go into the back of the amp. So that is a design process that I've done, but what I have noticed is These are 340 by 250.2. My base is 350.2 by 250.2. So I'll have to go in and alter these settings. So that's 250 high by 250 deep. So that should be okay. It's just the width should be 350 and not 340. But that's simple enough to do. I'll just change it up there, and then I thought that fitted on there. And obviously I said I've got to use A3, which I think just about fits on the Falcon bed, but that's the way I'm going about it. So I hope someone found that interesting. Anyway, and I'll obviously do a few test cuts on the fingers beforehand, and we'll see how they come out. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight.